Hey guys, it's Rachel. I know it's a Monday, but given that yesterday was the start of Eating Disorder Awareness Week, we're going to try and make a commitment on the channel to make a video every day. So I'm hoping you'll see us, every day, one of us. So Arielle started it yesterday. I'm going to make a video for today. Hopefully Kel can make a video tomorrow, then it'll be Arielle again on Wednesday, myself on Thursday. So we're going to try and get some of the other girls to make a video, because I know quite a few of us have been absent over the past few months with other commitments. So today I'm making this video because of the start of Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and obviously it's something that we want to really promote on the channel. And it is something that we certainly take very seriously, and something that we believe is incredibly important at present. And like I said, hopefully we can get some of the others. Some of them are just taking time out to care for themselves, which of course is something we advocate here, and people sometimes need their own space. So today I have thought, my head was like ticking over, tick tick tick, and I'm trying to think about like what would be the best thing to discuss today, because obviously we have the initial rota, and I wanted this video to be something really positive. So I didn't particularly want to focus on all the negative sides of an eating disorder. What I think I'd really like to do is talk about being recovered and talk about that experience of being recovered, and highlight why I feel blessed to be recovered and to be as well as I am. I've said this over and over, that I never believed there'd be a time when I could recover to the degree I am now, and pretty much every day I am grateful for that recovery. I'm grateful for the people who supported me to get me to the point of recovery that I'm at now, and I certainly feel blessed to have been able to achieve what I have today. And there's no doubt in my mind that there is no way that it would have been possible had I not had the support of the people I have around me. And having those people around me is what keeps me well. And although being recovered isn't about everything being perfect in life, what it does mean is that when obstacles come your way, that you don't cope with them using behaviours. And so it's something that doesn't suddenly make all the aspects of your life perfect, but it's something that means that when the difficult things hit, that you have the ample support around you to get you through that. Recovery is a journey, and it's lifelong and it's ongoing. However, there is a difference between being in recovery and being recovered. And being in recovery, and it's something we've been doing this week with the health model, is those steps towards, for example for me, were weight restoration, maintaining a healthy weight, being able to eat a variety of different foods, having a connection to my body again, feeling comfortable in my skin, feeling confident in the body that I have, of not disrespecting my body, of not hating what I see in the mirror. It's about being comfortable in myself, comfortable enough to be intimate with somebody, comfortable enough to be able to wear what I want to wear without feeling self-conscious. Those, to me, are some of the attributes of being recovered, whereas the journey of recovery itself is about initializing some of those things, and it's about still sharing sort of half of your brain with the eating disorder, and it living alongside you still, but it not controlling all of you. So when you're ill, it controls you. In the process of recovery, it's there and it kind of walks next to you, but each day you make an effort to fight and to move beyond that. And I can't tell you when it all went away. I can't tell you that I just woke up one day and magically was fixed. But over the period of a number of years, the eating disorder became less and less and less prevalent. I cared less and less about what I was eating or the size that I was. And what got me to the point of being recovered was embracing that. And as frightening as that was, by embracing who I am, what I am, respecting who I am, if you can respect yourself and see value in yourself, you care about yourself better, and through caring about yourself better, you're better connected. So rather than having this head-body disconnection, you see yourself as a whole person, and you see the positive attributes that you have, and through seeing those positive attributes that you have, you love yourself more. And so that self-love translates into how you feel about your body and how you look. And that isn't to say that you will always feel that way, but part of being recovered, as opposed to being in recovery, is about that being pretty consistent. And yes, I've had periods whereby I've struggled with how I look, have struggled with maybe my weight, but at those points, because of the point of recovery I was at, I was able to rationalise that and say, this is how I'm feeling, but it doesn't mean that it is. And actually be able to communicate that back to myself, which would then help me move on. Okay, rather than fighting, you know, this kind of, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this bad person, I'm this fat, awful person, I would say, well, actually, no, you're not. And part of you might believe that, but you're actually not. And then as that gains more power, your eating disorder just kind of disintegrates slowly. And I'm at a point now where I do consider myself recovered. That is not to say that I don't have other mental health issues that I continue to deal with, but I don't particularly think about what I eat. I try and eat healthily, I try and give my body the things that it needs, but I'm comfortable around food. I feel comfortable in my body. I don't feel self-conscious. I accept how I look. I don't really look, if that makes sense. I'm not in this position whereby I'm constantly battling with how I want to look and how I feel I should look. I accept that this is who I am, this is how I am. And whenever doubts creep in, I reassure myself that that's all they are, that they are doubts, and that being recovered is possible. And when we are very, very ill, not only can we not even imagine putting another mouthful of food in us, we can't imagine a day when we don't know the calorific intake of every piece of item of food we eat. And what begins to happen is that you don't just are sick one day and you take a magic pill and you wake up the next day. The eating disorder begins to take less and less and less prevalence in your life, and that's the journey. And it's about letting it go, and it's about using the experiences that come into your life as part of your recovery to mean more to you, whether that's falling in love and being in a relationship, whether that's finding a job that you adore, whether that's going to university, whether it's moving into your own flat and having your own things. It's different for everybody, and it's obviously going to differ according to what age you are, but it's about basically life getting too busy for you to live inside your eating disorder. So rather than not going for dinner with your friends because you don't want to eat, you go for dinner with your friends. And if you're eating, well, it's better than sitting at home thinking, oh, I wish I could go out with my friends to eat. And it's about embracing some of those experiences and using them, because it's very difficult to do this on your own. And although ultimately you do this on your own, you almost need like an army of people around you. And if it feels like conflict or personal criticism, what you've got to understand is the people who love you and care about you aren't fighting with you, they're fighting with the illness that's trying to kill you. And that's a very important distinction to make. And I know from personal experience that it can sometimes feel like you're being attacked, that you're being told you're not good enough, but the attack is at the eating disorder. It's frustration at the thing within you that's trying to hurt you. It's not you. Okay, so if that kind of conflict is there, what I think is really important is that you step back and say, well, actually, my mum or my sister or whoever is just trying to help me, They're just trying to make me appreciate who I am. And that's me, what being recovered is respecting who I am, respecting the person I am, respecting that I have a story and a voice that I should be allowed to use, a voice that I shouldn't be ashamed to use. I shouldn't be ashamed to tell my story, to talk of what I've suffered. It means being able to be open and not feeling judged, and not to also judge yourself. And being recovered represents freedom. It's freedom of choice, freedom to have a voice, freedom to be who you are, not who somebody else tells you to be. And all of those things that come together to make me who I am today, I have to feel blessed for. And although I wouldn't wish an eating disorder on anybody, those experiences have made me who I am today. And the person I am today is actually somebody I'm really, really proud of. Because, okay, I've had huge amounts of intervention with treatment and with my family. I did this, and I feel pretty amazing for doing that. And I'm not afraid to say that, with, you know, thinking that I sound kind of really arrogant, but I'm actually really proud of myself for what I have achieved. And to have come from where I was and how poorly I was, some days I can't believe how well I am. Some days I'm kind of like, am I just fooling myself and fooling everybody else? How have I got to this point whereby I respect and love myself, body included, when at one point I was at war with myself, quite literally? And it's been really, really hard. But the message I want out of this video today, and especially with it being Eating Disorder Awareness Week, is that if you are sat here watching, I want what she's got. You've got to actively seek that. It's not going to just happen. You've got to take that step. And I know that step is incredibly frightening because I have done it myself. But what I will say, and okay, I'm only a person making a video on YouTube, is that I'm with you. And you can do this. It is possible to do this. I'm a living example of that. There's other girls on the channel who are living examples of that. And it is possible to be recovered. And what that gives you is a complete blessing and an absolute appreciation for life. And life is therefore living. And you have to nurture who you are, because you're an important person in the world. And you might not feel like an important person in the world, but you are an important person in the world. And there's people who love you. And so you can do this. You just need to do it. And that might sound like the most simplistic kind of duh, but you do. You just need to do it. Because you can do it. And you will do it. And why do it? Well, because look at what I have. I'm free. I'm free to do whatever I want. I'm not confined by an eating disorder. I'm not trapped in a head which is predominantly an eating disorder, even half eating disorder, half Rachel. I am Rachel. And those eating disorder issues have disintegrated. They might as well be ash on the floor, which I've blown away. And now I'm just rebuilding my life. I've got all the rubble, I've cleared the rubble, and I'm rebuilding it. And that's what you can do too. So I'm going to go now, guys, and you'll see me on Thursday, and I hope that this has been of some help. So love you guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, bye.